Quinton de Kock. He stood in for Faf in the last game when Faf got injured, and he's going to continue for the next two games. Yes, we will be doing that. The intention from the outset was to have a look at other players. So over the next two games, we have that opportunity. Obviously, because we've won the series, we have the opportunity to have a look at a few more guys. We haven't finalized who we're going to look at yet in this game, but I'm pretty sure we'll be making some changes. Two different formats. Clearly, the pitches in the ODIs are a lot better than they were in the tests. But like I said, they're two different formats. We didn't bring too much baggage from the test series into this ODI series, so we came here with a clear understanding of what we wanted to achieve as a team. We brought a pretty inexperienced bowling attack who stood up very well to the task, and it's good to see some of the seniors getting amongst the runs again. I think so. I think there always is, in the first game we had opportunities that we could have, from 35, I think 35 for 5 they got to 190. We could have been better in the middle period. The sort of first and second change bowlers didn't deliver that night, but they've really got better after that. And we've played pretty much the way we wanted to play. Like I said, we've very clear in what we wanted to achieve as a one-day group. This is all about the last, even before this, the last sort of 10 1 days has always been about getting ourselves ready for the World Cup. Looking at the options, Faf has gone from 3 to 4. Reza Hendricks has come in and done really well at number 3. We've looked at another spinner. We left Imran Tahir at home, and we've looked at Shanzi. He's gone really well. We still have to have a look at Keshav Maharaj, obviously, who's our number 1 test spinner. So we've answered a lot of questions, but I still think that there's a lot more that we can do as a group. I can't really speak too much, about the fight in them. I think they're a one-day side. I would imagine they'll be probably having the same conversations we're having around preparing for the World Cup. So they have to answer those questions themselves. I just like the way that we've played. We've done a lot of talking about how we want to play and the type of one-day team that we want to become, and it's good to see the guys putting that into practice. Well, from a fast bowling standpoint, we set clear guidelines in the net. Simple little things like not bowling no balls and having certain disciplines around the way you practice, but then also practicing variations and being difficult to score off in the nets as well, and I guess for somebody like Junior, for instance, who's not had the opportunity to play yet, that is where he will be judged. He will be judged on how well he practices and how much he get out of practice. And then when you speak to some of the batters, when they come out and they say, well, he's very difficult to hit, or he's very difficult to score off, or he's bowling very quickly, then you think he's making improvements in the right direction towards getting into the final 11, and like I said, I think over the next 2 games for sure we'll give him an opportunity to showcase his talents out in the middle. Well, we have another fitness test this evening. We're really fingers crossed that he's going to be okay. He was quite close the last game, but he just himself just felt like on straight line running and so on, he's fine, but on certain movements where he has to turn sort of laterally, then he feels a little bit unsteady. So we didn't want to risk him last game, but we're really hoping that he's good to go this game, because he's somebody, after the way he started against India, he's somebody that we really wanted to see this trip especially. I think he's a very good player of spin and would have thrived in these conditions, but the injury has just set him back a bit, but hopefully, fingers crossed, he's all good to go tomorrow. It's not a big deal, to be honest. We just want to keep improving as a team. Like I said, we brought a young, inexperienced bowling attack, and I suppose when we left home, we didn't expect. I would think that we would win 5-0, but we have the opportunity, and I can assure you that we'll be trying to. But we still have. Our priorities are a lot higher than winning 5-0 in terms of seeing other players and giving other players opportunities.